Okay, my first playthrough of Ravenfeast. It's supposed to be a beginner's game, so easy that even someone who plays 5e can understand. So that's me. I videotaped the whole introduction to the game and who I have out there, and that kind of got lost. So we have a Viking raid. They have raided a village. They're going back to their ship, and yes, that's not a Viking ship, but I'm subbing in a Viking ship, and I'm subbing in Gauls for my Viking raiding party, and then the rules have a little supplemental thing there for Saxons, so I've made my other group Saxons. So the Viking raiding party is trying to get back to the ship. The Saxons have launched an ambush on the road back, sort of a counterattack to their raid, and the Vikings have to get back to their ship. We went through turn 1. We're at the top of turn 2. There are 6 stages in a turn in this game, and the turns. So the first is the initiative, then there's a rally if you have any troops that have lost their morale, and there's movement. And we have just finished our movement phase. A Saxon spearman on a horse has charged in here at the Viking Jarl, the Viking chief, the guy in charge. 2 berserkers and a knight of the Viking have closed in to help the chief fight him. And then we have a whole group of Anglo-Saxons, including 2 spearmen on horses that have surrounded 2 Viking berserkers. The Vikings are outnumbered. We have 2 Viking shield maidens over here, and they are with slings. They are subbing in. They're the actually only Viking figures I have. They're subbing in for archers, but I figured slings and missile weapons are melee weapons, so I just have given them the Viking Bondi archer stats for the shield maidens with slings. And here are 2 or 3, I mean 3 Saxons wearing chainmail that are house carls that are headed up, and then there are some Viking these are Saxons and some Saxon archers. So the question is, can the Vikings in the middle of this make it to the boat? And if the Jarl and half of his force win, I get to the boat, it is considered a Viking victory. All right, put it on my camera. All right, so we have some combats to resolve. So the combat that's ongoing is here. Move the tree over slightly. Between 2 berserkers and 2 Saxon spearmen. The rest of the combatants have all closed in this turn, but this one's ongoing. So far, no one is wounded. So our spearmen are attack 4. Let me take a look at the sheet on that. I believe they are 4. Yep, the Saxon spearmen are melee 3 actually. So they are attacking the berserkers on a 3. So this one attacks. He's rolled a 4, which is over, so he misses. That one attacks. He has rolled a 6, which is over, so he misses. The Viking berserker attacks back. He has rolled a 5. The berserker's melee points are 4, so he is missed. The berserker there attacks. He is hit. The Saxon has an armor rating of 4, so he has to roll under a 4. He has rolled under a 2, so his armor has absorbed that hit. So that battle has made no progress. So now we have a Saxon here. That's the lowest level Saxon. Bear with me while I look it up. That is the Saxon Ferd, and he is attacking the berserker. He is melee 2, so he has to roll a 2 or a 1. He is missed. All right. We have another Ferd here. He is melee 2. He is attacking that berserker. He has rolled a 2, so he hits that berserker. The Viking berserker needs to make an armor save. He has rolled a 2, which is under his armor of 4 or 5. I don't remember which one it is, but 2 is definitely an armor save for that berserker. We have a Ferd, a veteran Ferd, so his combat rating is 3. Gonna roll under it. He is missed. And then we have the chieftain, or the lord, the Saxon lord. Let me check his combat rating. A little bit better. Alright, so his melee rating is 5. So he is attacking the berserker in front of him there. He is hit. That is a 1. The berserker in front of him has an armor save. He has rolled a 5, which means he does not make his armor save. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure his armor is 4. No, I have it right here on this. Yeah, armor 3 actually. So that berserker has taken the wound. I'll put that marker on him. He has taken a wound from the Jarl. The Jarl only has 1 attack. The and this guy here, what are they called? The Saxons. I confused myself by using the Saxon list. We could have just used both Viking lists and made it easier, but I thought it'd be more authentic to have the Saxons. I know Vikings fought each other. That's the Ferd. Alright, and he has an attack of 2, so he's the blue die. He has rolled a 3, which means he is missed. Now what I am forgetting here is these berserkers actually have 2 attacks, so I'm going to come back again. This berserker is attacking again. He has rolled a 5. He is missed. This berserker has rolled a 5, so he is missed. And that berserker has rolled a 1, so he has missed. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 opponents in front of him. He is going to give his attack to the Jarl because that's the he would try to, or the Lord, he would try to kill the Saxon Lord to hurt their morale. And the Saxon Lord has rolled a 1. That means his armor saves it. Pull this back a little bit. We have the Viking Jarl engaging with the Saxon spearman on horse. So the Viking is the red. He has hit, and the Saxon Spearman rolling for his armor save. He has rolled a 4, which is above his armor, or is it equal? Nope, his armor is a 4, so he is armor saved. All right, now we have 1, 2 berserkers attacking. So that's going to be 1 attack from the first berserker is going to be a hit. And see if the spearman's armor saves him. He's rolled a 4, saving it again. 1 attack, and second attack from the berserker is going to be 1 again. And his armor is going to save him. The second berserker is going to attack once. He has missed the first time. He's attacking twice. He's hit the second time. And the armor save. And we have 1 Huskarl right here. He is going to attack the one, two. Do I have 4 berserkers? Yeah, we have 1 Huskarl there, and he is going to attack once. His melee attack, he is hit, and the Saxon has made his armor save. Coming over here, I've got 2 slingers, which I'm giving the stats of the Bondi Archer. So they are going to target the 2 Saxons coming at them there. I should have done the missile fire before, but I forgot to do that, the missile phase. But it's not going to affect the sequence here because those. All right, so those guys have 2. I'm just going to roll these 2 dice. If either 2 and under, they will hit, but they have missed. The Bondi, the slingers have missed. There's no combat over there, so we have resolved all the combat. We have 1 berserker with 1 wound, but he is... No, he is not tough. So that ends the turn, and that resolves the... we are removing 1 berserker from the table. So the Vikings are now down 1. All right, I'm back. And we're at the beginning of top of turn 3. I printed out my army list here, so I'm going to be able to get the stats quicker. All the Viking stats are on the back of the quick reference sheet, which is free. You print out. All the rules are free. There's the rules, basically all you need. And then there was a little optional Saxon list, so I'm working from that Saxon list. I'll put the trees back where they belong for now. And it is the top of the order, so we're rolling for initiative. Red are the Vikings. Blue are our Saxons. And they are equal. They actually go down minuses because they have a leader with them. However, they have the same exact minuses. So I'll try it again. All right, and this time the Vikings have got the lower score. With the minuses, it's going to be a 1 and a 3. And 1 beats a 3. So the Vikings are going to go first. So Vikings have first movement. All right. The Viking Shield Maidens are not going to stand around and get engaged with those Saxons. With the Saxon Hearthguards in armor. They are shield maidens, they are brave, but they're not dumb. So they have 6 inches of movement. They have very little melee ability. So the jump into the melee would probably not be worthwhile. They're going to use their 6 inches of movement to cross through these trees, which you can cross through. Reducing the movement and come out over here. So they're not going to have a shot this turn because they're hidden behind those rocks. However, they're also not going to be facing men in chainmail and swords, the Saxons, Heath Guards. All right. Other Viking movements. All the other Vikings are engaged in melee, and they're not going to leave that melee. Oh, I'm sorry. No, these are Saxons over here. All right, so then that will be Saxon movement. So we have Saxon Lord and a veteran fjord, and then 3 fjords, which I guess is basically the slaves at the lowest level of society. So this fjord is going to turn this way to be able to engage this Saxon spearman. This Saxon fjord is going to turn that way. And the leader, the Saxon Lord, is going to head down, take his 6 inches of movement, and take the veteran fjord and the non-veteran fjord with him to go and intercept those Saxon hearth guards in chainmail coming at us. The chainmail doesn't change the rating. It's just how I'm identifying the models, because none of them are actual Romans. This is a Gaulish war chief. These are Numidian slingers. This is a Gaulish warrior. So I'm just having different ways of identifying what figure is which figure. So the hearth guards, he's going to run down to hopefully engage the hearth guards. All right, that brings us to Saxon movement. All the Saxons there are engaged. The hearth guards in the front are going to rush up. They're 6 inches in hopes of engaging that Saxon Lord and returning the favor. And this hearth guard will come up his 6 inches, all with the hope of mixing it up, maybe taking out that. All right, I just rushed my Saxons at my Saxons. All right, well, that's the fog of war. All right, that'll bring us to our next... I'm not going to retcon it, because that's what happens. If I'm playing another player, I'd have to say, I'm sorry, I screwed up, and just live with it. All right, so all of our Vikings are now in melee on the other side of that tree, except for the shield maidens who are over there coming around to get a shot. There's no one to rally. That was phase 2. I just screwed up my Saxon movement. So I am going to now do my Viking movement, but they are all, yeah, okay. Viking and Saxon movement's done, and I got that cleared up. Okay, back again, showing you all the rules for this game are free. It's like 6 pages. There's a rule book with a lot of basic instructions on how to model and how to put things together. But the base rules are only like 6 pages long, and they're all summarized here on this quick reference sheet. And all the Viking characters are here. There's one little block text chart with some alternative things for some Saxons. So I have the Saxons here, and I also have a roster of the Vikings that I took. So I'm at the middle of turn 3. The Vikings got the initiative. So the Viking slingers, the Bondy archers, I'm playing them as those same stats. They ran into the woods and out the other side, so they wouldn't be run down by the Saxon Huskars. In the fog of war and me not paying attention, the Saxons also rushed forward here towards their own Huskars. I'm not going to retcon it. I made a mistake mixing up my figures, and if I was playing someone else, I'd have to live with it. So we're just going to live with that. So we are now through the movement phase of turn 3 and on to the missile phase. And we have no targets for our Vikings, and our Saxons here have targets in range, but all of them are engaged in melee with their comrades. Honestly, this game is not looking good for the Vikings. So we're back to the combat, or melee phase 3. So we're going to start here with Saxon Spearmen. All right, our mounted spearmen, and they are melee 3. So first one misses, trying to roll under a 3. Second one misses. Then we have the Vikings here. We have a Viking Berserker. Rolling a dice for him. He has 2 attacks, and he is melee level 4. So it's a leaner, so I'm going to re-roll it. He has missed his first one, missed his second one. Berserker here has rolled a 1. All right, so this spearman now gets an armor save, and he has rolled a 1, which is under his armor, so he is safe. All right, so, and I think I have one more attack over here, but that's all right. We'll just roll it. All right, and it's a miss. All right, the spearmen coming back at them. Oh, then we have the, we'll let our our Bondy, not Bondy, our Fjord, they are melee 2, and they are attacking against, it needed to be attacking this way. He's actually not able to contact him, but he can contact him. So he is missed. All right, so that he is actually in contact with him, but not with the Berserkers, the 2 there. All right, coming around here, we have a Berserker, the Jarl, and a Huskarl, a Viking Huskarl, and they are all ganging up on one spearman. So the spearman will take his attack, have him do his first, which is he is melee 3, and he'll attack the Lord right in front of him. And it's a leaner, so I'll re-roll it. That's a 4, so he misses. All right, the Viking Lord, he is melee 5, so he has rolled a 4. So armor save, and he has missed his armor save. So the Saxon mounted spearman is taken 1 wound. He is tough, so he is just wounded. All right, then we have a Berserker who makes 2 attacks, so both of these dice will be his attacks. And he has hit once. And the armor save, he has rolled under his armor. of 4, so the spearman saved that a hit. Berserker here, hitting his 2 attacks. He is hit once. And the armor save, he has made his armor save, and then the Huskarl in the back is melee 4. He is hit, and he has missed his armor save. So he is tough, but he has taken 2 hits. So at the end of this turn, he will be eliminated from the game, wounded beyond ability to fight anymore. All right, we have no more melee because they are not in contact. All right, so that is the end of our turn. Well, that is phase 6. Phase 6 is they call it the end of turn. So we apply the wounds, and that is all right. We have lost a mounted spearman from the Saxon side. So, the Vikings were outnumbered to begin with. They have lost a berserker, and the mounted spearmen the Saxons have lost the mounted spearmen. So the top of the thing, Turk sequence is initiative. Red will be the Vikings, blue will be the Saxons, a 2. The Saxons clearly have the initiative. Then comes a rally. No one has any shock, so now we're going to move this spearman is no longer with us. All right, so these Vikings no longer have targets, so they are going to close in. They all have enough movement there to close in on we'll say the Berserker closes in on the veteran Fjord. This Berserker is going to close in on the regular Fjord. This Berserker and the Chief. The Chief really wants to attack the Lord, the Jarl. However, I don't think he'd be able to go around this other guy as he would close in. So he is going to attack in there. That is the Viking movement. Oh, and the Viking slingers over here will take their movement. They're going to not take their full 6, but they'll take 4. Run out to about there, so they'll be able to fire at enemies. Viking shield matings, firing slings. All right, Saxon movement. The Saxon chief now realizes that he was an idiot, and he has 6 inches of movement. He is going to turn around. He will go around his old friendly compatriot to come around and close in and engage Jarl on Lord. So that will be a roiled combat there. And the archers see no reason to move forward. The only target the archers have that are not engaged in combat are the shield maidens. So we have 3 archers, Bondi archers. They are hitting on 2s. I'm sorry, they're not Bondi archers. They are Saxon bowmen. 3 Saxon bowmen, and they are going to target the shield maidens with slings. looking for under a 2. It's a leaner, so I will roll it again. So 6s are complete misses. We have 1 hit. So the Vikings have 1 armor save. They have rolled a 6. I was leaning, so I'll roll it again. So a 1. They are saved. The archers lived to fight another day. The Viking shield maidens will return the favor of missile fire. Actually, they're not. The Viking shield maidens are going to hold steady and not return fire, and they are going to fire on the Saxon Hearthguards here. So they have 2 shots, under a 2 hits, and they have missed. All right, which brings us to melee. Continue this combat over here. The 2, we'll do the 2 Saxons, or we'll do the 2 Berserkers first. Berserkers attacking the spearman ahead of him. The first one has 2 shots. He has hit 1 because he has melee rating of 4, I believe. Berserker melee rating of 4, so he has hit once, and he has an armor save. He's made his armor save. Our other Berserker has 2 more attacks. He has hit twice, so 2 armor saves for the this gentleman here, the spearman on the horse, and he has failed 1 armor save. Let me check his other. I think his armor's 3, or is it 4? No, his armor's 4. So he has taken a wound, which he is not tough, or might, but so I think he may be done this turn. We may be losing another spearman. All right, so the Bondi that is here is melee 2. He will attack the Berserker next to him, and he misses. And this fellow over here still doesn't have a target, and I failed to move him in range, so we will suffer for that. All right, this mess over here, we have 2 Berserkers and a Huskarl. So, 2 Berserkers. This Berserker is going to attack the Bondi, veteran Bondi in front of him. He has 2 attacks. He has hit twice. The veteran Bondi. And that is close. So that would have been a 6 and a 2. A 1 and a 6 would have been a death worthy of a song, which would activate another rule. All right, so he has taken a wound. So now we have this Berserker is going to attack. You know what? He is actually going to. No, it's that Ferd in front of him is probably his most. All right, and he actually has missed, which is kind of pathetic for a Berserker fighting a Ferd. All right, then we have a Viking Hearthguard. He is melee 4. He is attacking the Lord. He only has 1 attack, and he is hit. And the Lord has made his armor save. Then we have the Viking Jarl attacking the Saxon Lord, and he has 1 attack, but he is he is a 5, melee 5, so he has rolled a 5, so he's hit the Lord. The Lord is armor 5, I believe. So the armor 5, he has made his armor save. All right, so the Vikings have all attacked in that mess. So now our veteran Fjord is going to have a shot to attack back at the Berserker. He is melee 3. He is missed. The non-veteran Fjord is melee 2. He has hit the Berserker. The Berserker has an armor save. The Berserker has failed his armor save, and he has taken a wound from the Fjord. That is not what you want them to write about you in the sagas, that you were killed by a Fjord. Berserker killed by a Fjord. But that's what is just looks like is going to happen here. All right, then we have over here the other Saxon left here is the Saxon Lord. He has melee 5, and that's a leaner, so I will re-roll it. He has hit, attacking the Viking Jarl. The Viking Jarl has rolled a 1, so he has made his armor save. All right. I have a feeling as long as those guys are smacking each other back and forth, they're both wearing armor rating 5, and they both have melee rating 5, so they're both going to hit. And most of the times they're going to hit, and most of the time their armor is going to save. Oh, it's going to be an epic battle there. So now we'll resolve. This guy can only take 1 wound, so he is out of the battle. The Berserker can only take 1 wound, so he is out of the battle. So all this happens simultaneously. So even if you took the wound, you remain in. And the Fjord, the poor little Fjord, has died gloriously. And he has killed the Berserker, but he has paid for the privilege with his own life. So that brings us up to, that will be the 6th phase, which is end of turn, where we assign those wounds and clear. So we are back to initiative. Red is Viking. Blue is, all right, so they both have -1, so it'd be 3 versus 2. So the Saxons have got it. All right, which is good for the Saxons, because the Saxons need to get these Hearthguards up here and into action. All right, so these two, he will be able to, one in the middle with his 6 inches will be able to reach. Oh, but he won't be engaging then. All right, he's going to go there because he's going to try to come around to help his lord. All right. This guy can make it, and this guy needs to turn around in his movement to engage that Berserker. So we now have a Saxon Hearthguard and a Saxon Veteran Fjord against 1 Berserker. And this Hearthguard is going to close in there too. The hope being that the end of next turn he'll be able to help out his lord in defeating the Viking Jarl. Our shield maidens our archers down here will remain. They do not have a target other than the shield maidens. Oh, and these guys over here, instead of standing around posing, these Fjord will take their movement to close in and be able to fight, both get attacks on the Berserkers. Actually, he'll come around and be able to attack that Berserker. All right. So everyone's now engaged. So we move to melee. The Saxons have the initiative. So they're going to fire 3 archers. They're going to fire at the shield maidens. They have made 1 hit. The shield maidens have a armor save of 1 or 2. And if anyone's following along at home, I'm playing the shield maidens as Bondi archers. They have a armor of 2. So, it's leaning though. I'm gonna take it. I hate to kill a shield maiden. All right, and the shield maidens now you no longer have the hearth guards to fire at, so they are going to return fire at the Bondi archers, and they have both missed. All right, with missile ratings of 2, you have to roll a 2 or under to hit. It is hard to hit with missiles in this game. Just an option. Well, with Bondi archers or with Saxon bowmen. All right, which brings us to the actual combat stage. Start over here. We got our 2 berserkers. Berserker number 1 gets 2 hits at the Saxon spearman on the horse. He has hit 1. The Saxon spearman makes his armor save. Berserker number 2 here, attacking the spearman on the horse. 4 is a hit for him because he is melee 5, I believe. No, he is melee 4. Either way, it hits. All right, and the Saxon has not made his armor save, so he may be down at the end of this turn. Okay, the Saxon now has an attack. He will return it to the berserker who was just wounded him. And with a 4, Spearman has melee of 3. He is missing. All right, then our 2 Bondis have melee of 2. Just roll them together. I'm trying to use red dice for the Vikings. Oh, one of them hits. All right, so one of them hits the spearman. One of them hits the berserker. The berserker rolls his armor save. The berserker's armor is 3. So the berserker has taken a wound. This one here, taken a wound from a ferd. Like I said, that's not what you want them to write about in the sagas, that you were killed by a ferd. But that is second time a ferd has killed or is wounded and probably will kill a berserker. All right, so we have over here, we have 2 hearth guards attacking 1 2. Yep, we have 1. 2 hearth guards. Hold on, let me look at here. Who do I have here? We have Saxon Lord, Jarl. We have a Viking Hurstcarl. We have 2 Saxon Hearthguards. All right, that means he is a Hearthguard and he is a Berserker. All right, so we have 2 a Hearthguard and a veteran Fjord facing off with a Berserker. All right, so the Berserker is going to take his first shot at the Hearthguard. 4, and his Berserker combat rating is 5, I believe. Melee rating of 4, so he is hit. And The Hearthguard has rolled a 4, and the Hearthguard has an armor of 4, so he is saved. All right, the Viking is going to attack. The Viking Berserker is going to attack the Hearthguard again. He has rolled a 2, which will hit. The Hearthguard has an armor save of 1. He is saved. All right, then the Veteran Fjord is going to attack 3. He has to have a... No, 3. The Veteran has a melee of 3. All right, so he is hit. The Veteran Fjord has hit the Berserker. The Berserker is going to make an armor save. The Berserker has made his armor save. All right, coming over here, we now have a Viking Lord. We'll give the Viking Lord his attack first. I mean, they're all sequential, but I'm going to roll it first. And he is going to... the Viking Jarl is going to attack the Lord. He is going to miss with a 6. All right, the Viking Hearthguard, or Huskarl, is going to attack the Saxon Lord. He is going to hit. The Lord is going to armor save with a 5. Close. He would have missed with a 6. They double checked that. I believe he's armor 5. Yep, he is armor 5, so he has saved that. Now, who can return here? So on the Saxon side, this Hearthguard, this Huskarl is close enough to hit that Hearthguard. And he has, how many attacks does a Huskarl have? The Huskarl has 1 attack. So he is going to attack. With a 2, he is going to hit. And with a 1, the Hearthguard is going to armor save. The Saxon Lord is going to attack. He will attack the Viking Jarl. He is hit with a 5, and the Viking Jarl has saved with a 3. All right, that is all the melee. So now we're at the phase 6, the end of turn or the resolve. So with 1 wound, this mounted Saxon spearman is going. The Berserker will remain with 1 wound because Viking Berserkers are not tough. So the Viking Berserker is gone. All right, that is the second Berserker that was taken out by a Fjord, which is not looking good for... All right, so that leaves 1 Berserker and 2 Fjord there. Those are actually fairly good odds for the Berserker. But, no, not the way this game's going. Fjords seem to be killing Berserkers. I didn't think that would be a thing, but it is happening. Which, kind of goes to show anything can happen in a war game when you're rolling dice. So we're back to the top. Will be initiative. I'll roll initiative. So the Saxons got a 1. That's the lowest. So the Saxons are going first with initiative. Our next step in the phase. Initiative. Next step is rally. We have nobody who had to take a morale test. So so there's no rally. I'm just double checking the morale test conditions. So all Vikings test if their leader is killed, no leaders died. All Vikings test at plus 50% warband losses. Vikings have lost 2 Berserkers, but they are nowhere near 50%. All right, and the Saxons certainly aren't near 50%, even though they've lost. They have lost 1, 2. They've lost 4 people but they have a lot more people on the board. All right, so we have the next phase after rally is movement. Our missiles will do the Saxons first. Our Saxon archers are quite happy to stay back there, nice and safe, and not move in, even though they don't have any targets, because you can't shoot somebody in melee with your friends, because you might hit your friends. Well, I guess you can shoot them, but there must be some rule check. All right, so these guys, the Saxons are moving first, so they are going to move in and engage with that berserker. All right, this Hearthguard and that veteran Fjord will still continue with that berserker, and the Viking Lord and the Viking Hearthguard will, the Viking, not Hearthguard, the Vikings have Huskarls. The Viking Huskarl will continue to fight with the Saxon Lord and the two Saxon Hearthguards. All right, so that'll be melee, but we have to resolve firing first. So we'll roll for the Saxons first. 3 Saxon bowmen firing. They have missed. Firing at the slingers. The slingers are going to fire back. And, one of them is hit. The bowman has to roll under a 2, and a bowman has taken a wound. All right. Well, those ladies showed them. All right, now we move to melee. So over here, Berserker, I'm going to roll these individually, not roll them with his 2 hits individually. All right, so he's going to attack the one gentleman. He is going to hit. Bondi has to roll under a 2, and he has made his armor save. And he is going to attack again. He's going to hit, and a Bondi did not make his armor save. All right. Now we have 2 Bondis attacking the Berserker back. They have to roll a 2 or under to hit him. They have missed both times. Not Bondi, Fjord. The veteran Fjord is going to attack the Berserker. Well, the Berserker has 2 hits. Let's do the Berserker's 2 hits first. Berserker has 1 hit, 2 hit, so he has hit once, and he will be swinging at the Hearthguard, and the Hearthguard has not made his armor save, I don't think. Hearthguard's armor is 4 or 5. What is it? Hearthguard's armor 4. So we have a Hearthguard with a wound. Right there. All right. So now or did I just do that wrong? Hold on. Back again. The wounded Hearthguard is now going to attack the Berserker. And with a 4, he has hit, because he is melee rating 4. The Berserker is going to try to save. He is armor saved with a 2. The veteran Fjord is melee 3, right there. So he's going to attack the, he has attacked. He has hit the Berserker. And the Berserker has rolled a 6. All right, so that is a rule kicks in here. So a veteran Fjord has hit a Berserker with a 1, and the Berserker has rolled a 6. And that is death worthy of a song. If a Viking hits with a D6 roll of 1 and the enemy rolls a 6 for their armor rating, the Viking rolls a second free attack. A successful second hit inflicts a spectacular wound with a Raven token. All right, so the Veteran Fjord is going to get to attack again, and he is hit again. He hits on a 1 and a 2, and he has actually hits on a 3, 2, and 1. He is hit again. So that is now a Raven token. I do not have a Raven token, but we will remember that that gentleman there has had a death worthy of a song. All right, so we need to resolve the rest of the combat. We have the Viking Jarl, and we'll be right back in a second. All right, we have the Viking Jarl. He is combat rating 5, or melee rating 5. He has rolled a 1 to hit the Lord. The Saxon Lord has rolled a 5. The Saxon Lord has an armor of 5, so he has saved. All right, so the who else do we have in this mess for the Saxons? We have 2 Saxon Hearthguards. One is out of range. The other one can attack the Viking the Viking Huskarl. All right, so Saxon attacking is going to, he is a 4, I believe. Yep, so he has missed. The Hearthguard is going to attack back. He is hit. All right, so the Hearthguard has hit. The Huskarl has hit the Hearthguard. The Hearthguard is going to attempt to save. He has rolled a 5, which is not going to save. His armor isn't that good, I don't think. Hearthguard is armor 4. So the Hearthguard has taken a wound. All right, this guy is still out of range. And that should bring us to our last phase, which is the end of turn. So he only has 1 wound, so this Fjord is going to be gone. This Hearthguard is tough, I believe. He is tough level 2, so he is still there, but he is wounded. And our Hearthguard here is wounded and gone. Or his Hearthguards, no, Hearthguards are tough also. Sorry. Alright, so he is tough too, so he is still here. However, the Berserker has taken a death worthy of a song. So, the spectacular wound with the Raven taken. All right. So now, any Vikings within 6 inches of a Raven token inflicted by an enemy this turn. So this means that him or the Shield Maidens are just out. Every Viking mixed up here is going to have to make a morale check. Fortunately, their leader is there, so that means they can make their leader's morale check, I believe. All right, morale test events. All right, so they're all within range of their leader right there. So he needs to make a save. So if he rolls a 6, he's demoralized and takes a... All right. He's the actual gentleman who died, so he doesn't need to take one. The Lord himself will have to take one. He's rolled a 2. And his... the Viking Jarl, not the Lord, but he makes it. Okay, so all we have left up here for Vikings are this one Berserker, and that one Hearthguard. All right, it's not looking good for the Vikings. The Saxons have successfully ambushed them, and they cut them off from getting back down that road. And I'm thinking I'm about to call this for the Vikings. We can do one more. Oh, and we have a wounded Saxon bowman here, which will be going out. And it looks like those Viking shield maidens are about to be captured because, well, we will play this out. So, initiative. The initiative has gone to the Saxons. So they'll take their movement first. These two guys. All right, he'll stay in combat with him. This Saxon is going to move forward onto that Hearthguard. This Hearthguard is, not Hearthguard, Huskarl. This Hearthguard is going to move in on the Lord, and our veteran will start coming around behind his leader, hoping to come in behind and kill the... oh, he is a fjord. He's going to come around and try to get the Saxon. All right, this is getting very complicated here. But we have... All right, there's no need to play this out. There's one Viking Hearthguard up against the Saxon Lord, and then there's basically two Vikings in there. The Jarl and a Huskar. And they are surrounded by three Hearthguards, the Saxon Lord, and the veteran Fjord, who is not going to be able to get around to get... Oh, no, he's going to be able to attack the Lord, right, the Viking right there. All right, missiles. So the two archers fire, and the shield maidens are both going to take wounds. All right. Shield maidens are going to fire back. Their last great act of defiance. One of them hits, and the archer has not made his save, so we will be having another wound on another archer, or bowman. All right. Messy combat. Let's see, the Vikings. The Vikings have nothing they can really use in their cards to save them, because what they have is target figure passes morale check or fails morale check. And they all pass their morale checks, and there's been no Saxon morale checks to force a fail on. Yeah, not looking good for the Vikings. But here we go. We have a Berserker on a Fjord. Not good for that Fjord. But not that Berserker's not going to... His days are numbered. All right, the Berserker has hit the Fjord twice, and the Fjord has failed. The Fjord's going to take a wound marker, but the Fjord is going to get to attack back, and he is missed. So we know he's dead. I don't have a marker in my hand, so I'll just put him down. All right. Coming over here, Viking shots, we have the the Huskarl, and he is going to take his 4 melee rating and attempt to attack the Saxon Lord right in front of him. He hits. I mean, his best hope here is to kill the Saxon Lord. The Saxon Lord has a armor of 5, and he has saved. All right, the Jarl is going to take his 5 melee, attack the Saxon Lord. He's going to hit, and the Saxon Lord is going to save. And that brings it around to, from behind there, the veteran Fjord is hit. The Viking Jarl. The Jarl has made his save. All right, we have a Hearthguard hitting a Huskarl. No, that's leaning. He is hit. And the Huskarl has made his save. We have 2 or 1 Hearthguard attacking the same Huskarl. He is hit. And the Hearthguard has an armor of 4. He has saved. 1 more Hearthguard here, the one carrying the wound. And he is going to... Nope, he's going to attack the same Huskarl because he can't reach the Viking Jarl. And he is missed. So that resolves the combat for that turn. End of phase. So phase 6 or step 6. My shield maidens, my beautiful shield maidens have been killed. We've lost another archer. The Saxons have lost another archer. And the Saxons have lost another Fjord. And we roll initiative for movement. And the Vikings have got the initiative. All right. The Viking here has got more than 6 inches, so he's going to close in on the veteran Fjord. The veteran Fjord is attacking his Jarl. So, other than that, there's not going to be any movement. That lone archer down there has no target. The lone bowman over there. So, we have Berserker attacking the veteran. He is hit twice. The veteran has failed his arm, saved once, failed once, so he's going to take a wound. All right. The next Viking I'll roll for is going to be the Jarl. The Jarl is going to attack the Lord. He is hit with a 1. Oh, this could turn everything around right here. If the Saxon Lord, the Viking Jarl, is hit with a 1, if the Saxon rolls a 6, takes the wound. Oh, he's tough, so it won't be. Will it be a death without a song, even though he's a tough? I'll have to check that because he's actually got 3 wounds. But still, let's see what happens. He has rolled a 6. All right, so that is going to be a. All right, so now he needs to roll to see if he hits again. So this is the Viking Jarl attacking the Saxon Lord, and he has hit again. I'm going to have to stop and check the rules on this. I'm not sure what happens when somebody who is tough gets hit with death without a song conditions. Death worthy of a song, not death without a song, but a death worthy of a song. In melee, if a Viking hits with a roll of 1 and the enemy rolls a 6 for their armor rating, which is what happened, our Viking Jarl has hit the Saxon Lord with a 1. The Saxon Lord has rolled a 6. Okay. Where they're already, the attacker rolls a second free attack against the same target. We rolled that. He rolled a 4, which he has a melee reading of 5, so he hits. Oh, okay. It says if successful on a second hit, the enemy is wounded with a gruesome, spectacular blow. Now, for that hit, does he take he must have to have his armor saved, though. Okay. So the Saxon Lord is going to take an armor save for the second hit. And he's rolled a 6 again. I'm glad I recorded that, because I wouldn't believe myself that it happened. Okay, so now there has been a second successful hit on the Saxon Lord. So there is no specification here that says, it doesn't say if it's his last wound, if he has tough. It says mark the wounded enemy with a Raven token. All right, so the Raven token, and take a morale test at the end of the turn phase. All right, so the Viking Jarl, who was outnumbered and looks like he could not survive, have just given a death worthy of a song to the Saxon Lord. All right, which will be calculated out at the end of the turn. All right, so our Saxon Lord, let's see, so that's Vikings. The Viking, now we have one more Viking here. We have the Hearthguard, and he is going to attack. He will attack, the Huskar will attack the Hearthguard. He is hit. The Hearthguard has missed his armor save. So this Hearthguard now has 2 wound tokens. I believe he is tough 2, so he probably will be eliminated at the end of the round. All right, so now the Saxons are going to... The Saxon Lord, who is now mortally wounded, is going to attack back. His attacker, the Viking Jarl, and he has rolled a 1. Oh, wouldn't it be epic if they both had a death worthy of a song in the same melee? All right, so the Jarl is now rolling his armor save, and he has rolled a 3. He is armor save. So there'll not be 2 death worthies of a song of the leaders. Okay, so now we have the Hearthguard here, who is also mortally wounded with 2 wounds. He will take his on the Huskarl. He has rolled a 1. The Huskarl has failed his armor save, so he is getting a wound token. This Hearthguard will take a shot at this Hearthguard at that Huskarl, same one. He is hit with a 3. The Huskarl has made his armor save, and this Hearthguard is going to attack the Huskarl again. Basically have 3 Hearthguards on 1 Huskarl. He is hit, and the Hearthguard has made his armor save. All right, so that is all the combat. Now we need to resolve. He has a wound. He only has 1. He is removed from combat. We have a Hearthguard. All right, had a quick phone call I had to take there. So he's out of here. The Hearthguard is toughness 2, I believe. All right, he is tough 2. So he is gone. All right, well, the Huskarl there and the Hearthguard there both have wounds, but they are both tough and have two wounds. Now we need to resolve. Our Saxon Lord has died, but he has died a glorious death worthy of a song. All right, so that means everyone, all the Saxons need to take, within 6 inches, need to take a morale test. So we have 1 Saxon there. He has passed his morale test. We have a Saxon there. And he has passed his... Oh, wait a second. He's a morale 4 or 3. Yeah, he has passed his morale test. All right. And now he has lost the leader 2. So that forces a morale test. So, same thing again. Passed his morale test. Passed his morale test. So I am not sure where this is going, because we have... This is kind of turned the tide for the Vikings. Because we have a Berserker, a Jarl, and a Huskar versus 2 Hearthguards. All right, so this is movement phase. Well, first we'll do... The Vikings have got the initiative. So Viking is going to move in. This Viking is going to turn to face him. He's going to close in on him. Saxons have no movement. There's no one to rally. The Saxons have no movement. That archer's happy to stay down there. He can't fire into this mess. And that'll take us to the final combat here, or hopefully the final combat round. We have a Viking Berserker swinging at a Saxon Hearthguard, and he has hit. Berserkers are combat 4 or 5. They are melee 4. So he has hit once. The Hearthguard has failed his armor save. And so that will be his 2nd wound. Alright, then we have the Viking Jarl attacking the same Hearthguard. He is rolled a 1. And the Hearthguard has rolled a 1 for the armor save. Alright, so the same Hearthguard gets to attack back. He has hit the Jarl. The Jarl has made his armor save. And here we have a Hearthguard versus a Huskarl. The Huskarl is going to... I'll roll for the Huskarl first. He's missed. And the Hearthguard has missed also. So that is the end of that combat, which means these guys, he is eliminated. I'm just going to retcon something. I realized something, though, that both sides would have needed to make morale checks for being below 50% at this point. All right, so we're going to remember this turn to do that. So we lose that guy. Everyone needs to make a morale check. The Vikings are going to have a 5 because their leader... The Vikings have failed the morale check. So that means all 3 of these... Well, one of them has failed. The leader failed his morale check. He failed his... Then, if the leader failed, he's gone. That means at a 5, he made his. With a 5, he would make his. But the leader, I'm going to call it the leader failed the morale check. Well, victory condition is that the Vikings had to make it back to the boat over there. Let me bring this up. And get 50% of their forces back for victory. They did not make it to the boat. They lost more than 50% of their forces. They did kill the Saxon lord. They failed their morale here, but to be honest, even if the leader failed his morale, a berserker and a Huskar versus a wounded Hearthguard, even if he continues to make his morale checks. They'll need another morale check because their leader failed. So yeah, then they failed. And so the only one to be left would be that one. So I don't even know how I have to call it a draw. I mean, realistically, because the Vikings don't have enough to get back to their ship, but they're in Saxon territory. And, well, I'm not sure how to call that. But that is Ravenfeast. It is free. It is fun. I read the rules through once. I might have made a mistake or two, but the rules are basically 6 pages. Most of them, except for like the details, the little blurb about Death Without a Song is on this, but I wanted to read the whole text, make sure I got it right. I printed this out on 2 sheets of paper, and I put a piece of chipboard between it, and then did poor man's lamination over it with some packing tape to give myself the nice playing card here. I did use, in the rules, there is one of the last pages, the rule section gives some rules for a Saxon warband. So I did create a Saxon warband. All my miniatures were pretty much all Gauls and some Roman cavalry for the Saxon spearmen on horses. I used the rune cards, which never really came into play, which you print out, and that they were here. I showed them to you guys earlier, like that. And there was this little other faction sections. I decided just to use them. Pretty much the similar stats. So a Viking Jarl and a Saxon Lord have the similar stats. A Saxon Hearthguard and the Viking Hearthskar, pretty much the same stats. The Saxons just have the mounted spearmen, which was fun. I did sub in for miniatures here. The only Viking miniatures I had were my Shield Maidens from Bad Squiddo Games. I love these things. They're the only actual Viking miniatures I have. I just liked them, so I bought them. I had painted them up. I might buy some Viking miniatures to play this some more, and not have to sub in all my... I subbed in Gauls, I subbed in Numidian Slingers, and I subbed in Roman Auxiliary Cavalry, I believe it is, for the Spearmen. So I won't have to sub in. Overall, the game played, once I got going with it, it played pretty quick and easy. I guess the gentleman that wrote it over at Little Wars TV had a lot of requests from their viewing audiences that are new to wargaming, as into where a good place to start is, and they felt a good entry-level set of rules would be beneficial to the hobby, and I thank them for doing that. I think it's a great idea. Honestly, I think anyone who wants to get into this hobby today in the States, if you walk into a store that has tabletop wargaming, which if you're lucky you'll find one in your area, you're going to be directed to a Warlords product or to a Battlefront product, which comes with their miniatures kind of attached. I mean, you can use other like plastic soldier companies, but I do like figure agnostic games. So you can buy from wherever you can buy from. You can buy from Foundry, you can buy from Perry. Most of these These were a mixture of warlords. I believe the Numidians were foundries, and then these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful shield maiden slingers are from Bad Squiddo and Independent, which I think they are awesome. So I like the game. It's fun. It's quick. The scenario I played was to the boats, or back to the boat, which was Viking raiders have had a successful raid and they're attempting to get back to boats. And the people they raided, either another Viking tribe or I made it a Saxon tribe, set up an ambush. And these Saxons successfully really did a number on these Vikings trying to get back to their boat. So that is Ravenfeast. If I put this out on YouTube, which I'm thinking I might, my channel is more about history than about historic wargaming. But if I throw this up, I will put a link in the description to the gentleman's over at Little Wars TV, so you can check that out. I'll put maybe I'll put a link to their Ravenfeast site also. And there was one more gentleman who actually did a review of Ravenfeast. I probably should give a bit of a shout out to, and I'll put his website in there too. Just bear with me, my bad memory. I can't remember the gentleman's site. I'd never seen his site before, but it came up. That is The Joy of Wargaming. He did a little bit of a not positive review on the rules, and then he put a game. He did a game and seemed to come back and say that it had a little bit of complexity buried in the system, and he wasn't so negative. So he's a learning creature too, just like I am. All right, but I do play 5e, and I was able to figure these rules out, which is, my cognitive ability was not that low just to respond to one of his in his review. So that's all. Be excellent to each other, guys. Talk to you later.